you're taught how to turn a switch on, but you're never taught how to turn that switch off. And it just seemed as if you're thrown away. Even though you were given a DD-214 and you're sent on your way, that's it. You're given a piece of paper and you figure it out. You go figure it out on your own. And we've got these programs and these things that you can sign up for that you're pushed to sign up for, but it's really, you're just kind of on your own.
So going over into that civilian world, I've seen and even felt, at times that, our purpose is lost because we're instilled to be that fighter, to be that warrior. And then, looking into the civilian world, it's, you can't be a warrior no more. They don't pay you to deploy and go protect people the way that we did in the military to the civilian life.
After I come out of the military, I was just completely lost. Didn't know what to do next. And I still struggle with, where I'm going in life at this point. And honestly, that's what makes us good warriors, is adapting and overcoming adversity and circumstances, those erratic change in plans, the ability to adapt those changes. And so coming out of the military, like I said, there's no transition period between military back to civilian life. So you're kind of just, lost at first. And for me, I wanted to take 2 years to really, grab a hold of that identity and determine who I was going to be from that point forward. After that military chapter had closed. And unfortunately, that's when, things I
don't think I ever said this though, but I think I feel most connected to Chantel when we're home and we just with family, with the kids, and we're together. I just feel most connected because as untraditional as it might seem to a lot of people, I finally have a family, kids, we get to raise kids together. We just get to do family things, and I didn't come from that.
We've learned in the military that we're very direct. I mean, even when we deploy, we don't call home and talk because there's OPSEC issues that are going on. You don't want to hear about my mundane life. I wake up, I go to PT, I do the mission I got at hand, and I go to bed, and I rack out, and then I want to hear about what's going on back home. So I close myself off very early in every deployment, so it's very important to understand that there's a balance in communication. It's not like I'm going to give you everything all at once. I mean, I'm still communicating with my wife that's something that's happened 15 years ago. So, because it's not the right time and it's not the right place.
When he come back from deployment, it was like living in a glass house, I guess, because everything you're like, it's going to be so perfect. And like for the first 3 days it is. And then like reality sets in and you're like, what in the world? But you do reconnect and you do learn like where the towels are and where things are fixed, and he's like, man, you really have done all this by yourself.
So being around other veterans is beneficial because we get it. That's really, we get it. We understand each other. We don't have to go into the intricate details as to why we respond to certain things. We can look at each other and we just know. Other veterans look each other in the eyes and they can just see, hey, that guy gets it, And then that immediately drops those walls, allows you to be vulnerable, allows you to be authentic with people and just discuss things that you normally would never speak with anybody about. And that there's no judgment there. That you can say whatever and whenever with them within the confines of a relationship and a conversation that normal people wouldn't get.
We've met through Facebook. He was on one of my family members' friends list. I saw him, I thought he was very handsome. So I sent him a friend request, and we kind of were talking a little bit, and I ended up working for Jack's, doing the manager training, and I ended up training in his city, in his town of Hamilton. So we met where I worked, and we just kept it going.
Matter of fact, our first date was she was still in uniform.
Yeah, I was still in my
Manager uniform.
grease all over me, but it worked out.
When dealing with veterans' mental health, I think you have to do what we would do with anyone, is treat them as individuals. With a veteran, it's very important to be genuine, be real. If not, they'll see straight through it and they'll shut down on you.
Really just being in extreme environments and knowing that you have to trust this person to your left and right, and that when something happened to them, which, you know, oftentimes, you know, you run into these things, you know, especially if you see war, that's a different kind of pain than losing somebody on the street. I hope I'm not getting off topic, but it's a different kind of pain. It's a different kind of trust that's built. It's just, I don't know, it's like losing not a ligament, what am I trying to say? An extension of your body. It really is. And, you know, other than, you know, immediate family here and there, I don't see that type of bond out here with regular civilians, you know what I mean? It just feels like, I felt very mistrusting of a lot of civilians, the way I see them throw each other under the bus, and just things that if one person messes up, we all gonna suffer. You know, this is the way we handle things in the military, and you don't see that a lot out here.
And around those type guys, that's where some of my issues come from, because everything they do is, they're quite professionals. You know, they stay to themselves, handle their business, push through things. Kind of like a Navy SEAL, the only easy day was yesterday. Well, no, there's no easy day. It's just a problem, you work it. Every day is something to be worked. Mindset is, you know, we don't fail. We move forward, put whatever we have to work with behind. There's another time for it. Awesome unit. The guys were super, very supporting unit. One thing that I did learn around all these hard hero type guys is, you know, some of them do have soft sides, and they'll sit down and listen to you. We're gonna rag the shit out of you about it. But, you know, then again, that's part of our process of being dark, and we get it, and it's funny. You get back and you say, okay, I kind of get that.
That's what AV's about. It's a brotherhood to reach out for help. You have help, and it's a big comfort knowing that AV is it's not government related. We're not affiliated with the VA. What happens at these retreats, that stays here, but we're all here to help. There are people out there to help, and people are placed in your path for a reason. You've got to recognize the signs that, hey, maybe I do need some help when you've got multiple people. You know, even if you don't think you need help, but somebody walks up to you and gives you a business card, there's a reason why. You know, that's how I got involved, is somebody saw something. I didn't know him, he didn't know me, but he could tell I was having a bad day. He had no actual idea that I was a veteran. He could tell that I was having a bad day.
Thoughts that are in your mind that are hard to explain. There's thoughts why certain parts of my brain have enlarged, you know, the awareness. I don't know, there's scientific names for it. and there's a reason why others have shrunk. And expressing my love for my brothers that have fallen, that I've seen within arm's distance, it's hard to explain. I can talk about it, people can watch it on movies. It ain't like the movies.
And you go through, you know, as a military spouse, you don't ask those questions. You just don't ask. And so you just kind of let it unfold, and later on some things may come out just to help you clue in what buttons not to push, or you know what his triggers are so you can avoid that. Or if you see something out and we're in a situation, then you kind of, so it is good to have that knowledge a little bit, but on its own time. It has to come out on its own time.
You know, they teach you how to be the best soldier and the best machine that you can be, but they don't give you any tools to come back home to. How to transition back into civilian life, how to not use force to get what you want anymore, how to turn that switch back off. The hardest thing that I had to do in my life was figure out how to do that.
We were able to stop and focus, and some of the things we didn't realize that we learned, we implemented, and it was like, wow, we were just talking about that, and here it was, the opportunity arose to be able to use that technique and work through it, and it helped open the lines of communication.
So we actually learned skills at the couples retreat that we were able to put into action while we were still here, and prove that it solved our issue.
The mission going forward. I got chills, like, just, you know, you can see them. I mean, I hope you can see them. They're all over my body when you ask that. What's the mission going forward? That mission going forward is to remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. To remember them in spirit. To remember the good times that I had with those individuals, and to live the life freely. Not only that our Constitution provides here in America, but their service, their blood is paid for. To live life to the fullest, without regrets, without remorse, without fear, without reproach, without loneliness, just to live and enjoy my life from here on out. To spend that quality time that I missed out on so much. It's time to live that life.